Hey everyone, welcome back with Bean O'Mac, where today we're going to continue our playthrough of none other than Scooby Dooby Doo, Night of 100 Frights. Now, last episode, our first one, was pretty much just a tutorial and getting through the beginning areas. We pretty much explored, so there's three major areas in this game that you can start from. That is the mansion, the boatyard, and this is... well, I think this is like a graveyard, courtyard of some sort. The Hedge maze is where you can start from, and we checked out the other areas, just the beginning portions of it. Well, this, the Hedge maze is the first area where we're gonna do like a real big level type area. And there we go. We smoked it. We smoked that area. So. We got these werewolves to worry about, lots of zombies. Of course, if you watch my Resident Evil playthroughs, we're no stranger to those. Then we just got random, like, boiling pots, witches' potions, and a lot of the things that we see here are, you know, spiders. You're gonna see some rats, all sorts of stuff. And of course, we got the groundskeeper here, the biggest enemy of all. He's gonna give us another invention. I was initially going to think about doing this just invention to invention, but it would just take a little too long. So this is actually one of the few inventions. There's a few of them that you can just not really need in the game. This is the first one. It's just used specifically to get past enemies. But as you can see, we can pretty much just run past any enemy that we want. So funny visual. Yeah, even the crowd is laughing along here. But, just because the guy's standing there, he was waiting for us, I figured I'd be a guy, and, I'd take it from him. Oh, look, he's punching the air, he missed! Oh, yeah, look at the werewolf punching the air. What a loser. What a chump. Total wimpola. Alright, so that's area 2. A big part of this game, the things that I hate are the enemies that you can't kill. So this is another new enemy type in the area. If you were watching, they were shooting, these statues were shooting some arrows at us. Another enemy, just like those plants, we can't actually kill them. I think later on with the one of the inventions, which, just call power-ups or whatever, you can kill... Jeez, I thought I could get past them. Oh, we did. We could, kill the plants later on with an invention or power-up, whatever. But I don't think you can ever kill these statues. Oh man, the scarecrows are my favorite enemies. They're supposed to be spooky and scary and weird and stuff, but they kind of just look and act and walk and sound like old men. And I just think they have the funniest sound effects. Yeah, that's right, we gotta pop the crowd here.
Hey, Scoob! Better hop on quick! This thing has a mind of its own! Okay, Hedge.
Yeah, and in our last Scooby-Doo playthrough, we got to play as Shaggy for, like, half the game. And this one, we don't ever get to play as him, but he pops his head in every now and then, which is pretty nice. Speaking of which, you may have heard the audience, this is based off of the old Where Are You series. I forget when I think this was 2002, so I'm not sure if what's new Scooby-Doo came out, which, was kind of the modernization of Scooby-Doo, in my opinion, right after the direct-to-DVD stuff came out. They got rid of that sitcom laugh or whatever. And the monsters from the original Where Are You are some of just the best ever in the series. Even though they're just very basic ideas, just something about them, like the designs are just very iconic. So... I love that they made a game actually paying homage to it all these years later. That's why I think the PS2 era and stuff like that had some of the best games, and why I love licensed games, because, we wouldn't get this kind of game in a PS, 3 era or whatever, and, it'd be a pretty mixed bag if it was SNES or NES, but, I guess the same could be said for this era. There's, licensed games have, the tagline on them for a reason. which I think some people, you know, I'm not going to tell people what they have to like and don't like and all this other stuff, but, you know, I kind of like, you know, the simple games and stuff like that. This is actually a very complicated game for, you know, when I was a kid. I didn't get much farther than this greenhouse area. I never even made it to the first boss when I was a kid, so it's a really complicated game, especially with the mapping system. There we go, I was trying to talk to him.
If you need me, I'll be back at the start. Wahoo!
It's also got really great music, I think, that fits in with the atmosphere of the show too, you know. I think a lot of games are good at nailing that, but, you know, I think around this time it was kind of hit and miss with certain titles. So now we're in the green, well, oh jeez. We're in the greenhouse area at this point now. The one thing I will say about this game is it seems like the areas that they created, a lot of these monsters don't really fit them, you know. Like, I think the werewolf and the zombie fit in this area, you know. I can see it, and with all the witch pots and stuff, you know, the cauldrons, I should be calling them by their proper name. Alright. He's just glued to the thing like a magnet. He won't jump off. I'm trying to get a... Jeez Louise. I'm trying to get a nice jump start here. But, alright, so as I was saying, you know, with the witch cauldrons and stuff like that, you know, I think you can kind of get an... I can kind of believe that these monsters are here, as well as especially the plants and stuff. This is the worst part of the game. I can never figure out how to actually avoid getting hit in that spot, so... You're gonna see me have to die and restart in a few areas, unfortunately. I'll try and cut it down when I can, but, you know, early on, I'm not gonna die that much. Hopefully that's the only part, but, yeah, I can believe some of the areas, but, I mean, you know, now I think about it, I guess the Scarecrow does kind of fit this area as well. But other times, you know, in certain areas of the game, you'll just be kind of questioning, okay, why is this monster in here? I think the caveman is, the monster they had the most difficulty adapting. Like, you'll see him mostly in the boatyard and stuff. And, I mean, he's a 10,000, I'm a moron. He's a very, you know, 1,000-year-old caveman or whatever. So, I mean, he doesn't really fit anywhere unless they made a prehistoric level. I don't know, I gotta applaud the game for taking this route in which it's one big area to explore, and it's all about exploration and seeing things that, you know, you couldn't do earlier to come back to these areas for and stuff. But I have to wonder, you know, it's kind of one of those things where I wish they had two versions of this game in a weird way, I guess. To where, you know, we have the version we have, and then just kind of a basic level layout thing, you know. Maybe, you know, 8 worlds or something like that, where you kind of fight some generic enemies and then have a major boss battle or something like that, and you get a power up at or whatever. So I applaud the, you know, the lengths they went to change things and innovation and stuff like that. But I don't know, sometimes I just kind of wish it was it would be easier to follow if it was just a simple world map rather than what we got here. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez, I forgot about the stupid swinging branches. The worst part about this game, though, is when you'll die or something like that, and then the audience just laughs at you. At your misery. Which, you know, I still got hit. Which, you know, is not intentional. It's usually just when you use a power-up or something like that, but... Trust me, there's no bigger frustration, in my opinion. Yes, it's all about patience. Something of which I do not have, which is why I'm gonna get hit by a lot of this stuff. Okay, that was just some silly, goofy stuff. Jeez, they're really ramping up the... Jeez Louise, they're really ramping up the pace here, folks. Ugh. Yeah, see, those trees blend in a little too well, the swinging one, so... It's so easy to just run into one of them. That statue scares the heck out of me. Speaking of, that's pretty crazy. They got some pretty clever transition areas in this game. I'll give them that. Pretty soon, though, with the power up we're trying to get, is going to allow us to be able to actually fight enemies and take care of them. And I'm not crazy about it, but once again, you know, a very unique mechanic. You know, I got to give this game its applause for you know, all the different ideas it came up with it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the game in which, you know, they got the license to SpongeBob to do Battle for Bikini Bottom. There's a lot of passion in both of these games. And this is the last area for it too. What we need is up on the top of that hill. So hopefully I can make it in one trek. And that's going to be an area that we are going to visit later on where that witch is sleeping. I don't know why she's sleeping, but no skin off my teeth, right? I don't know. What do you guys think of the laugh track in these old things? Because I've always been... A lot of people hate laugh tracks, especially in sitcoms and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily the guy that... I love them, but I'm not necessarily the guy that's like, oh, I gotta have them. But I'm also not the guy that's like, man, this show stinks without it, or this show stinks because it has it, I mean to say. But I know a lot of people hate it because it's kind of like, oh, they're teaching us when to laugh and this and that. I think a lot of shows do suffer from that, but I think there are definitely shows with laugh tracks where you take it away and, yeah, the comedy's built around it, but they're still good jokes, in my opinion. So you guys let me know what you think about that. But we've got our invention here. Yeah, somehow they want us to believe that this dude somehow invented the football helmet, apparently. Yeah, alright, bub. And now, as you can see, it's tough to control, and a lot of times it feels like if you don't hit it at the right angle, they will just end up kind of, you know, hurting you anyway. So it's a little bit of a pain, but it gets the job done. But we're gonna get an invention later on that is gonna do a lot better for me as far as killing enemies, you'll see. But now we can go through the spider webs using this ability, which, if you remember in the last episode, we've seen a few in the manor. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna end it here. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, but above all else, please remember to have a nice day.